Chapter 116, Entering the Heaven-Defying Bead's Advanced Space. Teng Hueyuan didn't immediately act as he was very unsettled. In his heart, he didn't believe that Wang Lin could have reached the mid-stage of nascent soul at all, but the scene before him said otherwise. Whether it was Wang Lin's aura, spiritual energy, or divine sense, they were all at the nascent soul stage. Adding on the fact that he had just teleported, Wang Lin really was at the nascent soul stage. If Wang Lin was only at the early stage, then Teng Hueyuan would still be willing to fight. But the cultivation level Wang Lin displayed was mid-stage nascent soul, so Teng Hueyuan couldn't help but be cautious. Everyone present was so focused on the youth in the sky that no one noticed the formation shine again as another youth walked out and blended into the crowd. He stared at Teng Hueyuan, who was in the air, then his eyes locked onto the black flag in Teng Hueyuan's hand. Teng Hueyuan focused all of his attention on Wang Lin. Even though he felt a fluctuation in his curse, he still stared at Wang Lin. He waved his right hand, and a soul came out of the small flag. He cursed the soul with a cold smile and put the flag back into his bag of holding. At that moment, the sky darkened and the pressure from 3 months ago appeared again. The entire sky was covered by dark clouds. Soon after, a giant pair of hands came out of the clouds and pushed them apart. A giant head appeared. This giant was the same one from 3 months ago. When he appeared, the first thing he noticed was the youth in the air. He revealed a strange expression, but he muttered a bit to himself, then ignored the youth. He shouted toward the cultivators of Zhao, 3 months have passed. The passage to the foreign battleground will open. With that, he shot 2 beams of black light from his eyes. The 2 beams of light intertwined and formed a giant circle in the air. The moment the circle appeared, the sky seemed to have lost all light. The circle seemed to suck away all of the surrounding light and became the only light source in the sky. The giant waved his hand and threw out a rock. The moment the rock appeared, it exploded into pieces that transformed into strange symbols. The symbols quickly imprinted on edge the circle. All of the spiritual energy in Zhao was quickly gathering in the circle. The spiritual energy for the first time became visible, as a thick fog of spiritual energy was gathering to be absorbed by the circle. As the circle absorbed spiritual energy, the symbols on the circle became brighter. Eventually, a thin film appeared in the circle. The film was almost transparent. One could clearly see that inside the film was an empty space filled with broken bodies, magic treasure, and materials that floated around. Wang Lin was currently hiding among the crowd. He wasn't looking at the circle, but at Teng Hueyuan's waist, because there hung his black bag of holding. The change in the sky was outside his expectations and messed up his plan, but shortly after, his eyes lit up and he quickly calculated. Slowly, he let out a smile. The giant suddenly cut his finger and shot out a drop of blood. The drop of blood moved like a meteor and landed on the thin film. The thin film rapidly melted, like hot water poured on snow. Wang Lin's eyes became cold as he poured spiritual energy into the treasure Adai gave him and muttered, "Attack!" Wang Lin had carefully studied this magic treasure during those 2 months of closed-door cultivation and found out that the person it forms could be changed. After absorbing his spiritual power, it even managed to take a sliver of the curse. The youth in the sky quickly waved his hand, and a purple dragon came out of his body. It was as if his body had turned into a giant, purple dragon. The dragon roared and sent out giant sound waves. Teng Hueyuan's expression suddenly changed greatly. He was now sure that Wang Lin was indeed at the mid-stage of nascent soul. There was no way for Wang Lin to give off such a powerful aura otherwise. The dragon's body moved and shot toward Teng Hueyuan like lightning. The dragon showed its teeth, and the smell of blood in its mouth pounded Teng Hueyuan. Teng Hueyuan quickly backed up as he bit the tip of his tongue and spat out blood. The blood transformed into several large mosquitoes that charged forward to try to stop the giant dragon. After that, Teng Hueyuan quickly slapped his bag of holding and took out a 7-foot-long flag. The moment the flag appeared, a cold wind started blowing. Thousands of individual faces appeared on the flag. Their expressions were filled with pain as they screamed like crazy. Teng Hueyuan's right hand waved the flag, and the faces inside it were thrown out. One by one, the disembodied heads charged toward the giant dragon, their eyes filled with pleads for death. Lin Yu rubbed his chin as he looked at the flag and shook his head. This soul flag is not enough. With only 30,000 souls, it hasn't even reached the first level of completion yet. Punin Zai heard it and nodded. What Lord Messenger says is correct. Back when I was in the foreign battleground, I saw a soul flag with more than 1 million souls. Its power was indeed terrifying. Lin Yu chuckled and shook his head. That is only a partially complete soul flag from a rank 4 cultivation country. The soul refining sect in the rank 5 country of Pailu has a soul flag as their sect treasure. It is said the number of souls inside that flag surpasses 1 billion and was gathered throughout the thousands of years of the sect's history. Teng Hueyuan waved the soul flag, and 30,000 souls flew toward the giant dragon. In the blink of an eye, the souls surrounded the dragon and entered it, but then something strange happened. The souls didn't meet any resistance as they went into the dragon. It was as if the dragon didn't exist. The souls entered on one side and exited through the other.